Perfect, perfect. So did you got access, Ravindra? Can you see that resources in Azure? Can you create a resources in Azure? Okay, perfect. Welcome. All right. So what we have done yesterday, we have created a one tenant. I have shown you that how to create a tenant. That tenant will be definitely in a one of a bigger tenant which is called on Microsoft.com. So this is one of the biggest tenant where we are belongs to. So we are the subtenant, or you can you can simply say that we are in a multi-tenant modules. The word we can call it a multi-tenant module. So Azure Active Directory. Right, here's my Azure Active Directory. Azure Active Directory is a multi-tenant module. It's a multi-tenant module, right? So what's the difference between single tenant and multi-tenant? The single tenant where you can have your own directory, you can do anything. There is no interaction, there is no platform, underlying platform. But here in Azure, we are using a multi-tenant directory. Okay. Now questions comes that what's a difference between. Okay, what else we have saw that we have saw that let's say that I have created a tenant called Samid Outlook on Microsoft.com. I'm just writing MS to just save the time. Microsoft.com. Here I'm creating a users, let's say the Kiran, so that user will be a Kiran at the rate Samid Outlook on Microsoft.com. So it is quite big name, and let's see that everyone having that kind of tenant, they will have a Kiran Corporation at on Microsoft.com, Shravan Industry on Microsoft.com. So it is looks quite weird, right? It is quite quite weird. It is quite a big name. My company name is, let's say that my company name is Azure Academy, right? But my company name is Azure Academy, and I will prefer that the Kiran, the person to join in my company, should have a should have UPN or email address like this: Kiran at the rate Azure Academy .in or .com, whatever you prefer, right? Whatever domain you have buy for your website. So this would be your domain for website. AzureAcademy.in. This is a website I have put it on the public, and I wanted to have people have a similar kind of email address for his, or even they want to log in Azure, they you should use like this kind of email address, right? So this is called a custom domain, right? So this is a domain, actually, this is a domain. And in Azure, when you are using it, so we call it a custom domain. I know, I hope recording is on. Just a minute. Yep. So this is called a custom domain. So what could be advantage if I am creating a new user? That user will be, after adding a custom domain, after new user will be like Kiran at linuxacademy.com. Let's say that I add Mahesh, right? So it will be Mahesh at the rate Azure Academy .in, right? This will be his email address, and when he enter his username password for Mahesh or Kiran at the rate .in, based on his authorization, he can see the subscriptions, right? So this funda is called custom domain. How we can do that? It's a pretty simple. I can simply show you that. Okay, let me see which domain I have with me. So I'll go to Azure Active Directory, right? I already have the here my custom domain already set, Azure Academy.in. So I'll just switch a new tenant to show you that how I can do it over there. So let's say that I'll go on here. This is who's using, I don't know. I can just let me check it out. No, it's not allowing to switch it out. So what I'll do that I'll just sign out from here. Any Azure stuff I have opened? No. Let me draw now. No. Let me switch. How do I switch the tenant? I can click here. This is on the first lecture I have shown you that one. How you can change the tenant. If it doesn't work, then demo one, then I'll create a new one. Yep. I have changed the tenant. It is a new tenant called demo. And if you go here, sorry, if you go in Active Directory, you can see that my primary domain is submit demo on Microsoft.com, right? This doesn't have any custom domain. If I create a user, let me see that any user is here or not. So there's a couple of users is here, right? There's a couple of users are here. So if I want, if I create a user here, let's say that I'll create a user here called Kiran. Kiran. So his email address will be kiran at onmicrosoft.com. This will be his email address, right? Just let me copy it here. His email address, but I don't like this name. I wanted to have some custom domains. I'll just wanted to make it Linux on cloud. Kind of, this is my another domain I have purchased from GoDaddy. Alright, this is what I have purchased from GoDaddy. I wanted to make it sure that Kiran should use this one, Linux on cloud. So what I'll do, to achieve this, what I have to do, I have to go on Azure Active Directory. I'll go back, Azure Active Directory, look for the custom domain here. Can you see that this is a custom domain? Alright, I'll add a custom domain. I'll type Linux on cloud.com and I will verify that the name is right or not. I'll go on my where I have purchased my domain godaddy.com, sign in with my account, go to my product. Yep, this is the domain I already purchased. I'll copy it. I'll copy this. Now go to Azure. Putting a same name to avoid the spelling mistakes. Add domain. Once I click on add domain, it required to verify. If I don't able to verify, so anyone can add anything, right? So to avoid this, you require to verify that Microsoft wants to know that you are the right person, you are the right authority to add the domain Linux on cloud, or you having the ownership. So what I have to do, I have to take a txt file, copy it here in the DNS record. So I'll go in my, where is my DNS? Manage DNS. I'll add here txt record. I'll add here the txt record. And the txt record, I'll put the values which Microsoft given. At the host name, I'll have to use @sign. At destination points address, I'll use this value, txt value. And how many TTL it will be, time to leave will be approximately 1 hour. I'll just save it. Couple of times refresh the page. I don't know this website is alive or not. Not alive. Alright, this record, this value I have propagated. Let me verify now. So you can see that it's got verified successfully. Now I can make it a primary. This domain will be my primary domain. Now after making it primary, whenever I'm creating a user called Kiran, I can create a user called Kiran @ linuxoncloud.com. This is my company name, right? I wanted to have this one, linuxoncloud.com. Clouds, okay. That was a spelling mistake. Linuxoncloud.com, and I'll put it here. Kiran, password should be auto-generated. Show me the password and create the users. So let me go in incognito mode. I'll type it portal.azure.com. The new user which I have created. Right, you can see that I am able to verify with my custom domain ID, Kiran on Microsoft.com. So he can able to log in with my custom domain, not with on Microsoft.com. Not with on Microsoft.com. He is able to verify with Kiran at Microsoft.com. Sorry, Kiran at linuxoncloud.com. Make sense, guys? Any questions on the custom domain? Can you see that this is the email address Kiran at linuxoncloud.com, and this is a domain which I have purchased from GoDaddy a long back, which is supposed to be get expired by this year, this month, or might be next month. Let me check it out. That also. So those domain I have purchased from GoDaddy, right? So that all are expiring next year, not this year. Good, good to know. Okay, guys. So any question on custom domain? Any questions on custom domain? Perfect, perfect. Right. So this is what we use a custom domain. Now, apart from the custom domain, let me remove the custom domain because if I forgot, I have to search where I have added this domain. So I'll just removing custom domain. How I can remove the custom domain? As it's pretty simple. You have to go for your custom domain Active Directory. In the Active Directory, you have to go for the create a custom domain name and make it older one as a primary. Right? Once it's become a primary, And if you want to delete it, I'll just go and delete here. So it will verify that, okay, any requirements meet, and there is no application dependent on this name, so I can delete that name. Perfect. So this is how custom domain works. Now, apart from, we have seen two types of users so far. What is the two types of user? We have seen on Microsoft.com user. Another user we have seen a custom domain user. There is a third type of user which is called guest user. Right? Basically, I have only two types of user, not a three types of user. Basically, I have only two types of user. One is a domain user, or you can simply say that Active Directory user. All right, what is domain user? Sorry. Domain user. In the domain user, I have one is on Microsoft.com, on ms.com user. Another is my custom domain user, right? Both are the called a domain user. Another is called guest user. What is a guest user means? A person who is from another department, another company, or another, let's say that what I was talking about, I have a big premises and multiple departments, right? So this is my office, big premises, TCS office. All our entire office is surrounded by the walls, right? This is my walls and this is my department. Now, if the guy want to enter, he have to show valid username password of TCS. That's his iCard or something swappable mechanism is required, right? If you want to enter for the TCS, he have to show the iCard for the TCS and swipe it at the door. So he can enter to premises. And he can enter to premises. Based on his authorization, the person can go to either this or this. If it's try to access it, it will say that no, you don't have access. Right? Now, can only TCS guy come into the TCS premises? No. Could be there is a client kind of, let's say that Paraxel, right? There's a company called Paraxel, or might be client called Aries, or client called Cipla, right? So those are the clients. They wanted to visit the office. They want to access this account team. They want to discuss something about the account team. They just want to verify the data, and we cannot give our data to Cipla, so we ask them to please visit our office and we'll show you the data. All right, that scenario, I am inviting Cipla guy to my campus, right? So he have to show his company's ID. Plus, I am creating a token for it. I'm creating a token of visitor ID or visitor card for it, right? But he have to show that he's coming from where? He's coming from the CIPLA. And if give authorization after coming inside, he can access to account team, he can access to infrastructure team, he can access to uh, marketing team, any team, right? So based on authorization, I can give it. So as of now, I have given authorization to access the cabin of account team. Does this guy belongs to me? TCS company? No. His belongs to another tenant which is called Cipla tenant. His belong to another tenant called Cipla tenant, right? So his verification should be done where? I don't have a record his employment record. I don't have his how long he's working. Is it he's a valid employee or not? I don't have a record. All record is maintained by the Cipla, right? So I'll be contacting Cipla. TCS will be contacting Cipla. Hey, this is a guy which want to visit our company. Can you verify he's the right guy or is authorized to visit from your company? He's authorized to represent your company. Supla will acknowledge, yes, he's a right person, so you can allow him to enter the campus, right? So I am sending a request to Supla. Supla acknowledges some tokens, and based on a token, I can allow this guy to enter my campus. And based on now based on my authorization, he can see my respective data. So this is kind of a guest user. So just give me an example. Let's say that I have this tenant. Okay. In this tenant, I have created multiple users. This is one of a user. Test1 at submitdemo dot on Microsoft.com. If I use a custom domain, it will be changed to my linuxoncloud.com, but I have removed the custom domain. That's okay. Now, those are my guest user. They are coming from google.com, they are coming from nhktechnology.com, they are coming from nhktechnology.com. Their email address will be this. So when they enter their username password, they will enter this username password. So let me invite one of my email address. This is my Gmail. The authorization can be done through the Gmail, right? The tenant belongs to Gmail. This user belongs to tenant Gmail, right? So what I'll do that, I'll just invite this user. How do I invite? I'll click on guest user, invite user. I'll give it his name. His name is Samid, and I want to give his email address or UPN where he can authenticate. So this username password, gsummit@gmail.com, ersummit@gmail.com, it will require a password. Can you see that? I am not setting a password. There is no option to set the password, right? So just inviting him. So what will happen? It will send an email to ersummit@gmail.com, the person, and he will receive an email from Microsoft. Okay, let me refresh the page. Can you see that Microsoft invited send an email notification, and it says that demo, the company name is demo here, right? I have set a demo have invited you to access the application within their organization. So he have invited me, so I have to accept the invited. The domain name will be submit demo on Microsoft.com. I'll accept the invite. After accepting the invite, I need to provide a username password. Do I know the password? This guy know the password who added? No. Who knows the password? The Gmail one guys. And when I put a username password, it says the wrong password. Why is saying the wrong password? Because I have to provide a same exact password of my email address. Okay, what happened? I think I have created account for it. Yep, this is my password. I forgot to. Right now, after getting a password, okay, this is account has been locked out. Next, all right, he's asking me to provide the details. So I'll just provide the details. I should receive one SMS. I receive SMS now. I'm providing a code. Unlocking my account. Account has been unlocked. Now I'm entering to user. Sorry, I have clicked on wrong thing. Doesn't require to verify the email. I have clicked the wrong place, so that's why it's asking to verify it. All right. So I can enter here my details. All right. So this authentication is get happened at Microsoft Gmail place, and once it's get a right token, it's come back and accept that token. Okay, this is what you need to accept the consent. I can read your username, password, email address. So are you okay with that? Yes, I'm okay. So it's creating a user's account in demo. That will be my guest account. Right, this will be account. So if I can see here, okay, I got a place. Alright. Now I'll just click here portal.azure.com. You can see that I have verified from samit@gmail.com. This is a guest has been invited and it is verified on this tenant called demo tenant. Right. So let me do one thing. I'll just sign out. I'll sign out and forget. Now signing with my original ID. Okay, now what I'll do that I'll delete that user. I will delete the Samit user. Where is the Samit user on gmail.com? This one, right? I'll just delete this user. Now this guy try to access. If he try to access, he'll not able to see that my page. Can you see that he's not a part of the demo now? He can verify himself, but he's not a part of my demo. Even if I look for the tenant, I don't find any tenant here because I have removed the user, right, from my actual tenant. Make sense, guys? The guest user. So many tabs open, I'll close it. Couple of tabs. Any questions on guest user, guys? Please let me know. Any questions you have on a guest user? Yes, please. It's up to you what authorization you want to give it. So once he's entered to campus, right? Do you want to allow him to go for your a subscription as a owner. There is no global admin here. Here is a owner maximum, owner or contributor and a reader, whatever you want to give it, right? Or if you if you have a tenant where you have all the employee records and you want to give a records over here, you want to give access here. So here on the tenant side, he will have a global admin access maximum, the global admin access. So this is actually highest access. So you can provide a global admin access or you can provide a normal user access. It's up to you. It's up to you after by default there is no roles. Yes. Or simply you can add those user into some groups. That group already have a permission, he can be a part of that group. Okay. All right, guys. If you don't have any questions, we'll move ahead on the next topic on the Active Directory itself. That is users we have done. In the users, we know that what is a user. User means that a domain user. Member user, you simply can say that. Another in the member user, you have two types. One is a custom domain. Another is on Microsoft.com. There is another types of user is called guest users. You can invite other person from from other UPN address, right? From other domain. You can perform some bulk action if you want to invite multiple peoples, if you want to create a multiple users. All actions will we can perform in a bulk action. You can check it out here, right? I'll come just this point to later on. But if I want to delete the user, I just select the user's name and I can delete the users. Right? Once I delete it, the users will be deleted, but it's not completely deleted. It will stored in the deleted users locations. So it will maintain for the 7 days, right? And that is not possible for your guest user, I believe. So which you can delete permanently, right? So this is how it works. It was deleted. Yep. Now I can see here. Okay, we can see here for the guest user also. All right. Now, if you want to reset the password of user, simply click on user. Those things you can explore it. I don't require it to be there, but you can simply reset the password, edit the user details. Those are the details you can see that. Those details you can edit from here, right? And if you want, if their users are already logged in multiple sessions, you want to sign in from all the sessions, you can simply click on revoke from all sessions. So this user will get signed out from all the devices where he is already logged in, right? So this user's having which role we need to see that. So before going to ahead a role, I want to show you what is role. Role is that we have seen are two types of roles here. One is a role on subscriptions. Roles on subscription will be owner, contributor, or reader. In Active Directory tenant will have a highest role is called global administrator. Here, highest role is owner, right? On the subscription level. Here down there will be plenty of roles based on your requirement. Where you can see those roles, you can simply go on Active Directory. You can simply click on roles and administration. You can see that application admission. You can see the description, what it can do that. So flana, 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 and there is a lot of roles will be there, right? The highest role which we generally need to know, global admin, global administrator, or there is one more role is called global reader. He can read everything, but he cannot update anything, right? So those are the built-in roles. Any questions on the role side? So let's say that I want to see that which user have what roles. I'll just click on user, specific user. I have to go on specific user and click on roles. So I can see that his what is current role. Currently he is a global administrator. I want to add another role. I can simply click on it and add another role for that user. But it doesn't make sense because you already have given a highest permission called global administrator. All right. Now here we can see the roles. Come on, show me that. Okay, I think global administrator is the highest role, so that's why I cannot see. Here I'll just give it a name, user, auto-generate password. I can add a role. By default, it's a default role, and I'll just give it that application developer. Alright, role cannot be granted. There could be some reason its role is not assigned. Just need to see that why this is. Alright, its role has been assigned. Let me refresh it. Can't see right now. Why? Okay, what is a problem here? Can't see the role. Let me refresh entire page or sign out and sign in. Yep, I can see a developer role here. Right, that is a role. And what is a group? Let's say that there's account department. I want to give access to account. There's account department. There's a 5% in account department, right? 3% is right now account department. I want to give access to entire office. So rather than giving individually, I'll make a group of them and give access based on the group. If they exit the group, they will not have access. If they're part of the group, they will have access. Let's say that one more person join here and he is a part of the group, so he will also automatically get access from the group permissions, right? That is a group. There in Azure, there is a two types of groups. One is a email group or O65 group, and another is called security group. So I'll just create a user group. So I have a M65 group, Microsoft 65 group, which is generally for the email address, global email address, kind of DL. Another is called security group. Security group is nothing but a users group. So you can add a members here based on your requirement who user should be what part team, and you can create a user. So let's me create a small user. Let's say that I'll just say that this is demo group, and I'll say that created for demo. Member will be test user. As of now, I have only one user. So now group has been created. It will take time to reflect it. Yep, can you see this one? This group has been created, security group. Now, if I want to give access to some subscription, I'll go to subscription. Right now this is a disable subscription, but still I can try it out. I can click on IAM access. I can click on add roles. This is what we have done hour back yesterday. I can give it a contributor access to the entire subscription, entire group. I'll choose rather than user, I'll choose a group here. Now, whoever the part of this user group, he will have access. Right? Now I'll just go and assign it. And I cannot do right now because of permission restrictions. Account is this is disabled, subscription is disabled, so that's why I cannot do right now. It's a $200 limit, and the guys have already spent up a lot of amount here. So I need to see what they have done. Oh, plenty of things they have done here. All right. Any questions on the roles part, roles and groups part? Any question, guys? No? Perfect. Shravan have no question. Kiran have no question. Ravindra no question. All right, I believe it is clear with everyone. Now, when we go to Active Directory, another thing is important, which you need to understand that app registration. So what happened? Let's say that I have two applications. I have two applications. One is my, okay, this is how it works. So this is my web application. This is my database applications, right? And there is a service called Key Vault service, which store all the keys, right? Generally, what happened before the keyword, I'll just let me show you that. Generally, what happened? This is a web service. He collect the data from the outside world and send it to my database. To send my database, he required to connect a database with some database user, database username and password. Right? This is a database username password, which I require to store, or my system need to know that what database. Right? So in case, let's say that this machine got compromised. This machine got compromised. So the person who is compromised my database virtual machine, he can also have a database username password and the database name, database connection string, complete connection string. So if I keep it here in the clear text format, it will be a problem for me. So what I'll prefer it, I'll not keep it here in a text format, or I'll not keep it in here itself. I want to keep it here somewhere else where a database, a web server can pull it out from there. Right? So what I'll do that, I'll keep it in a key vault. There's a service called key vault. I'll keep it in a key vault, right? User and password. Now, this machine need to go on this key vault, pull the username password, and get the username password from the application and connect it. This is how it should work. But the thing is that to access the key vault, I required some username and password who can have access to key vault. The person who can have access to key vault, who can only open the vault, he can see the username password. So if I say that this username password is this entire structure is developed by the Kiran, so Kiran have a rights. Kiran have a rights to open this key vault. Now Kiran left out. Kiran left his this company, and my system administrator have disabled his ID. Once he disabled his ID, the connection from virtual machine to the key vault will get a break because the ID which is authenticating that key vault, opening a key vault, it is not disabled. What to do on that scenarios? So what will we can do that rather than having a keyren, we'll have a service principal. Service principal. Service principal is nothing but like user and password, but it is more complicated and generally used for application connectivity. So I'll be having a service principal details. With help of a service principal details, I can open the vault and get the user and password and connect to my database. That is how it works. So how to create rather than creating a user, how to create a service principal. We have created a group, we have created a user. Now let's see that how we can create a service principal. So what you have to do, you have to go for the app registration, click for new app registration, new registration. You can give any name, demo app. This app will be only going to access in a single tenant, or you want to make it a multi-tenant modules. So I'll just say that I want to use in a single tenant and register it. Right. After registering, I'll be having object ID. I'll be having object ID. I'll be having a tenant ID. I will having client ID. All those details is required to get fulfill in the applications. We have to you have to add in the applications. Plus, there will be a authentication method. There will be two authentication method. That is one is called certificate method, and another is client secret method. If I create a secret here, so let's say that demo secret, it is generated some values. This is a value has been generated. This is a secret ID. So I'll just copy this value, keep it here. There's a special reason I'm keeping here. Now I'm coming back to my application, which is I have created. Sorry, if I go and click on secret ID or go wait, let me refresh it. You can see that now I won't able to retrieve the data. It is one-time creation one-time creation will be there. One time you can see the password. After that you cannot see the password. Even you cannot reset this value, key vault value. And this value you will add in your application integration. This value, right? If you don't want to use a secret value, you can use a certificate. There will be client certificate. There will be a public certificate. Based on public and client certificate, you can have a communication between web servers and the key vault. So that is called app registration or service principal. Both the things are the same. There is lot of app registrations or service principals are available from the third parties like YouTube, O65, Skype. So if I just click on add applications, enterprise applications, you can see that I can connect data AWS, Oracle's, SAP. There's a lot of application will be there. And if you search here, you will find out a lot of application. There is a complete new gallery will be there. I'll just say that I'll search for Zoom. I can see the Zoom here, right? So thing is that those kind of application doesn't require to create it all have a details. You just need to give a proper permissions on specific resource. Make sense, guys? I know this is pretty complicated, but try to absorb it. The app registration and service principle. If you have question, you can ask me, guys. Any questions, guys? Can you hear me? Okay, no questions. So frankly speaking, if I want to make it simplify, the service principle is just like a user. It's just like a user and password. Only difference is that when the user left the organization, we generally disable his ID. Service principle is meant for the connecting the application, so it doesn't require to disable it, right? And there's a couple of more features. Rather than using password, we have a secrets, which is a longer ID, which gets hide itself. Then there is a certificate-based authentication that you can do that. So a couple of things is there in the service principle. So let's see that I have added a enterprise application, Zoom, and you can see that there's a steps who is help us to integrate the Zoom applications with this application ID and application tenant ID. So I can do that, which user need to access on a Zoom with help of this one. All right. Apart from that, in Active Directory, this is Active Directory itself. So we have seen a users group, enterprise application, and app registration, right? If you a company having a device, if your company is giving you a laptop and they want to track it out that what are the activities you're doing or what they want to configure or they want to configure some resources on your laptop, they can control from the Azure portal. That is called devices or linked devices, right? They can monitor, they can see that what are the activity you guys are doing, right? They can enable the BitLocker, they can do the device settings. Those things can be done, orchestration part can be done from Azure portal, and that users will be belongs to Azure Active Directory. All right. Now coming to the license part, what is license? So generally, this O65 or Azure Active Directory have this O65 and Azure Active Directory have a free license. So there's the three types of license available in Azure Active Directory. So there is a free tier license. There is a P1 and P2, premium and premium 2. In the free license, which we are right now looking or we are having a free license, it have some limitations. What are limitation it have? Let's want to show that. Where I can see that. Let me check on the document. Yep. Here you can see that the comparison between the free license and the P1 and P2 or 365 license. So those are the different license available here. Can you see that there's a couple of features in the security in other perspective will be available and not available. So what could be cost of the paid license? It will be per user based license will be there if you want to have a paid license. Come on, show me that. Here it is 450 rupees per user per month license will be cost. 600 user will be 600 rupees per user per month cost will be there. Which is not only include the license, include a lot of features like Microsoft Teams, O65, a lot of things will get included along with that. It's not only just a license. All right, where to apply the license? So I'll go on license part, click on it here. I'll see that all products which if I have a license, I can just click on buy and trial license. I can simply click activate the license here, which is required to provide your credit card details And after providing this is a 30 days trial. After 30 days trial, it will get deactivated automatically. And if you want to continue using, you have to pay for the license. That time you can use a per person license based feature. So where I can show you that per person I have any purchase license on any tenant. Let me see, I can see licenses here or not. Hmm. Yep. Can you see that rights management ad hoc license? I have a couple of licenses. I just click on it. Which user I want to give a license, I'll just assign the license. Based on my requirement, I can give a license to XYZ user. Right, guys? All right. Apart from the, okay, I should continue or not? All right, license we have done. AD Connect we can show. I can show tomorrow. I'll be having Windows Active Directory and Azure Active Directory. Meanwhile, you can have just read it about read and before coming to Windows Active Directory versus Azure Active Directory. What are the difference between these two? Doesn't require to go in detail. Just overview what are the difference between Azure Active Directory and on-premises Active Directory, right? You will find out a lot of articles and a lot of document on that part, on-premises Active Directory and Azure AD. What are the differences here? You can simply read it out and I'll show you tomorrow what is how to connect the Windows Active Directory, which is on-premises Active Directory, to Azure Active Directory. How to make it synchronize each other, how to connect each other. All right, guys, any questions so far? Or we are good to have? Okay, so we have talked, yes. Message me. If I'm free, I will call you back. Okay, okay. This is what I have covered. This is the tenant part, right? I have covered. Users principal, this is what we have covered. Subscription, we have covered. Role. Okay, this is what I have not covered. I want to see that specific users which subscription he have access, right? I'll go to my, can you mute yourself, please? Right. I'll go to that user and click on that user. Let's say that I'll click on this user and I'll look for the Azure assignment so I can see that these users have what role and what permission on Azure. So it could be possible I can have multiple roles on this. I'll just check it out that is the MSDN have a permission? No. Does it have a permission on Azure Active this subscription? Yes, he have a permission as an owner on this subscription, right? So this is what subscription permission I we need to talk it here. Custom domain we talk about. Company branding, it is pending one. Security MFA is pending. Domain join is pending. Okay, these topics are the pending. The about topics are the covered. This is already covered. And this is also covered. Alright guys, so see you tomorrow on the same time. and I'll be covering these remaining topics. Hope you don't have any questions, guys. Take care.